What's happening? What's happening? It's your boy Dooley KP, the king of country pimping, country poet as you know it. Represent Phoenix, Arizona. Right off the Georgia stand up, and I'm here with TampaMystic on Industry's Most Wanted.
Go ahead and stop them gators. Don't listen to your haters.
Cause we gon' step tonight. Cause we gon' step tonight.
Make sure your pimp is clean and keep that two-step mean.
Cause we gon' step tonight.
Hey, what's going on, man? It is your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live on the Industry's Most Wanted podcast.
Industry's Most.
Big Industry's Most Wanted, not the little one. I got my family in the building, man.
What's happening?
This cool guy over here, Dooley KP. What's going on with your family? Good to see you.
What's happening?
It's been a little minute. Yeah. We've done this a lot of times.
Yep.
So I appreciate you. Thank you for always supporting, Industry's Most Wanted, the Hype 87.3.
Thanks for always having and supporting Dooley KP and the whole, movement.
Absolutely. So Dooley KP does a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? Kind of give us a rundown of who Dooley KP is.
Artist, CEO, businessman, just big entrepreneur mogul. You know what I'm saying? Try to do it all. Management, guidance, just do everything I can.
Definitely. Let's let people understand your journey just ever so slightly. They may have watched or heard some of our previous interviews, but for the newbies out there, take us back, man. Where you born and raised at?
Born and raised, I'm coming from deep down south, Valdosta, Georgia, 229 all day, beam and stand up.
Yeah.
That's where I'm coming from.
Let's talk about that. Shout out to Valdosta, man. Shout out to Hollywood Evans out there. Shout out DJ Chill Will, all my partners. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? What was it like for you growing up out there?
It's country living, deep south. We're notable for, football, if anything, but, just a bunch of talent down there. You just overlook, no outlets, but, try to grind and get it out the mud way. Coming from a southern rural area, just, like I said, just deep country living.
Yeah. Definitely. How long did you reside there until what age?
Man, pretty much all my life. I didn't leave that to probably about 12 years ago. So that's the whole life, pretty much, lifespan.
Yeah, definitely.
In and out besides military, but mostly the end.
So. Was that what made you decide to leave? Was it because you joined the military or?
Oh, no. Also, my dad was in the military. So like I said, just in and out. But I live based on the fact of music. So it's an opportunity. I went in Arizona and I seen the, open market. I seen the love that they was giving when I did go visit and took the music out there. I was like, hey, this is a place to go. So
definitely. So you've been to Phoenix since?
Yeah. Let's
talk about it. Listen, I've been through Arizona, but not to Phoenix. I literally drove through like the edge, leaving from Las Vegas, going to Utah to go hiking. Yeah. What I seen of Arizona was beautiful because, I'm an outdoorsy person. What's it like out there for you, man?
It's lovely. Definitely lovely. You know what I'm saying? It's, like you said, the weather-wise, it's going to be sunny. Now, if you can survive the 3 months of torture in that heat, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, it's perfect. It's great. It's a land of opportunity. Like I said, a lot of open market there for us, to grow and, try to touch different places.
Absolutely. So when you were deciding to move somewhere, obviously I know you said you wanted to go somewhere where there was, open market for this music industry, some opportunity. How did you narrow it down to Phoenix, and was there other options that you were weighing out?
Like I said, I was actually on doing like basically a tour.
Yeah.
And I had just took a project out, and we had went through the Texas relays. And I had been to Tallahassee, I went to Jacksonville, Miami, I hit the Carolinas, definitely came to the A. And like I said, we was going to the Texas relays, and then the next place was Phoenix. And when I got to Phoenix, went out there with the download cards at the time. I wasn't even having the CDs out of the trunk, I had the download cards. And people graduated to it, and they seen the music. I was like, okay. Then I had somebody reach out about a show. And I was like, well, I'm about to head back. And then I think it was like a few months after that, I took my grandma to go visit her family out there, and then it was like another person was like, hey, you might want to just come. My brother actually, I was like, you might want to come move out here. And then after that, I went out there, and 2 months later, I had my first show, and it was just there. I was like, yeah, I'm there.
Understood. You felt the vibe.
Yeah.
And that's the most important part when you go somewhere. If you catch a vibe with it and you could see yourself living there, then go for it. You know what I'm saying? We only live once, right?
Hey, that's it. And then everywhere else is saturated at the time. Like I said, if you go to Texas, same thing we're doing in Georgia. The same thing that, the South was moving, and you got the East Coast. And then when you say West, it's mostly California.
Yeah.
So at the time, everything was saturated except for here. And then you got this little four-corner area where you have Utah, which I've been in Vegas, and then you also have Arizona and New Mexico. And it's like I hit that for Foursquare within my first year. So
Absolutely. It's nice out there. It's very dry.
Yeah.
But it's nice out there. That is dope, man. Yeah. Atlanta's not my end all. I'm only here. Don't get it twisted. I love ATL. I love the people here. I love the culture. But as we were discussing that traffic, and it's continuing to get worse. Yeah. It's a nightmare just to get anywhere. So I know as I grow older and retire,
you don't want to be in that
heck no, man. Put me out in the country somewhere so I could just be country living. Like you said, Valdosta was for you. Definitely. Do you see yourself staying in Phoenix, here on out, or you think you might relocate again at some point?
I think maybe relocation. Like I said, as you get to a point, you don't want to be in Phoenix has traffic too, so you don't want to definitely be. And it's like, again, when you got an area that's constantly growing because of opportunity, people see this as land of opportunity, so they come in. And when it's constantly growing, you got people coming in. You don't want to, be up in age, seeing yourself have to keep doing this every day. So
Understood.
Have to go back to where I can breathe a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. What's the music scene like right now in comparison to when you first moved out there for independent artists? Has it grown?
It's definitely grown. Definitely got some little opportunities here and there. Not so much as east and down south in Cali, but it's growing. We do have certain people that kind of put something for the independent artists, like they have the Hip Hop Fest every year. Well, they do it like 2 or 3 times a year.
Oh, that's dope.
Where they actually have like a big stage and platform to bring independent artists. So I mean, it's been people from everywhere come to that. To that actual.
What's the title of it? What is it called?
It's called the Hip Hop Fest, Arizona Hip Hop Fest. So they do it like once a quarter. The next one is in July. So again, it's a place that actually now are trying to catch that wave of artists to break them out, because again, they don't have the opportunity. They don't actually have outlets to actually, or the resources to be like, hey, we're finna move you out to the next level. A lot of people don't have the business knowledge. A lot of people don't have the actual, the financial gain they may have, but as far as the business and the know-how and I would say the information and the resources is what that area lacks. Yeah. So when you actually don't have that, you can have all the grind in the world, but you're going to have to get out of there and go find some networking, another way to get that made.
Absolutely. I was just thinking that, like, if they have, like you said, the grind and the budget, but the resources aren't there, you got to go out and get to them. Yeah. Opportunities don't knock at our door. We got to go out there and get to them. Yeah. Definitely. What's keeping you doing music, man? You've been doing this a long time.
It's in me. Like I said, I tried to break away from it to just do other avenues, but music is always going to be a part of me. Yeah. No matter what, it's just in me. So, music is my life. I've been doing this since a kid, and I don't think I'm going to never, ever quit. Yeah. But now it's like I try to give outlets to create avenues for other folks as well, but, just music is just my lane.
How does it make you feel? Like, what about music and creating it just really, like, touches your soul and makes you happy? How does it make you feel?
I can touch folks with my art. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's like music has always been a way of people to vent. If they're going through certain things, they'll put music on. So it's a feeling type situation. I know if I can make somebody feel good, or somebody can relate to what I'm saying in my songs and touch them, hey, it feels good to me.
Absolutely. I know you mentioned that you're, venturing out, doing other things. Management is one of them. Yeah. Let's talk about that. What made you decide to take on that role as an artist yourself who is on the rise? Because that's a lot of work.
Business. Again, I've had 2 deals on the table, and I've actually had a deal where I just sat. So, again, if you didn't learn the business and you don't know how about the publishing, mechanical royalties, and all the ways of getting your money, you can get screwed over. So my thing is,
big time.
You don't want to have people that that you deal with, or people come to you be like, how do I do this? So if I can create an avenue and be like, hey, I'm going to prevent that from happening to you because of what happened to me and a lot of other artists. Give them the knowledge and the know-how. Let them know, hey, this is 95% business. It's not even 90% no more. 95% business, and the 5% of talent. You got to have that business structure down. So I just want people to know how to go get their financial, whether it's the sync licensing, any other opportunity, the way you can gain income, because you put a lot out. And if you don't know how, you're not going to get nothing in.
Yeah, we need that ROI. Yeah. That's facts, man. And I think that artists can make some of the best managers, because like you said, you've been through it. Yeah. You've been through the trials and tribulations and maybe a couple scams here and there and losing money and contracts and all that. So you see a lot of these artists become, you know, either they start their own label, you know, like a Yo Gotti or a 2 Chainz and 50 and the list goes on. There are bosses who put other artists in a position to win because they've been through it.
And there's no development no more. There's no development deals. The labels expect you to be developed. So if an artist never been groomed and developed, then how they going to go in and know how to conduct themselves on an interview, how to do a bio, how to put something in a magazine, how to talk to a publicist to get that. Like, it's a lot of stuff that artists don't know because the development is gone. So,
man, speak on it. Well, he's going to church today. That is facts. That is absolute facts. How do you feel about that? Because I talk about that often. There is no artist development, and sadly, you know, I'll even get some artists that come through here and I have to kind of almost train them because they have no media training. They didn't take the time to watch other interviews to see how it all works, and then they're super nervous, sweating bullets. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you feel about artists, you know, not going out there seeking how to do this stuff since there is not being offered by the labels or maybe like an artist development company? Talk to the artists, tell them what they need to be doing.
I mean, research. Like I said again, I feel like you have to, if this is what you want to do and pursue it, you got to do your homework. Yeah. You got to know how to go find certain things if this is what you want to do. I mean, most folks wants to hand it to them. I think because artists get caught up in that we see the artists in that limelight, that glitz and glamour. They see artists just doing it all the time. They feel like, oh, it can happen. But you got to do homework. You got to go out there and study. You got to go search and then research on top of it. You can't just think because this worked for this person, it's going to work for you, or this person get on to do it. You got to be able to practice. Like, even some of my artists, when they were young, I would actually put a camera in front of them and I would ask them questions myself, just act like I'm an interviewer. So,
I love that.
You know, I try to make sure, hey, answer these questions. Well, I actually get out a list of questions that were presented to me and I send it to them and I answer these questions. You know what I'm saying? So, again, if you're an artist, you got to go out and search and research, do your homework, study. Always watch everybody. Don't just watch one person. Watch everybody. Yeah. Because you may be able to take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and just kind of be like, use it the best of your abilities and work for you. Create you another wave. So
that is facts, absolutely, because everybody's journey is different. So you got to study not only the greats, but also, you know, maybe other artists that are on the rise too that are a little bit more polished. And like you said, you can pick up a little bit of something. It's just like dancers. They go and practice before their shows. You know what I'm saying? They don't just get out there and do it. They practice. It's no different for an independent artist. They got to practice for their shows. They got to practice for stuff like this. So that's good. How many artists are you currently managing?
Well, on the management side, I'm only right now have what's on the label. Yeah. We actually are going to create another actual outside management company, but I'm managing like 3 right now. Because they're actually on the inside of the label, and then we're going to kind of branch out.
That is a lot. What does work-life balance look like for you?
It's always busy. I don't think, you know, my mind constantly runs. You know, always gears turning. Even in sleep, you know what I'm saying? I get ideas while I'm asleep. So if I get up with ideas like, hey, I'm always stressing about something. So, you know, really get the rest. Really rest. So,
are you an overthinker?
Yeah.
I am too. That's what keeps me up at night. Seems like as soon as my head hits the pillow, that's when all these thoughts start running through my head. And oftentimes it's stuff that's completely out of my control. I'm like, I'm sabotaging my sleep because of that. Definitely. Do you get some free time though every now and again outside of going to sleep? Do you get a little free time, me time?
Well, you got to have it. You got to walk away from it. You got to go hit that reset button.
Our mental health is it's men's mental health month right now. Yeah. It's not talked about enough.
Yeah, you got to walk away from it. And if anything you overdo is going to actually tire your body and your mind. So you got to be like, know what? Let me walk away from this, put this to the side for a minute, come back to it.
What do you do outside? Like, you know, if you don't mind sharing, when you do have a little free time, me time, what do you enjoy doing to take that mental break?
Walk.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Same thing.
I take a walk, you know, and just kind of enjoy family time, you know, and just enjoy my people to kind of make, you know, have some kind of energy around them. They give me the energy because I know this is what I'm doing it for. So I know if they happy and they smiling, I'm like, okay, I'm good. Yeah. I can walk away from the business a little bit, enjoy the family time, take some walks, and then get back to it.
Definitely, 100%. Do you think being an artist is something that you're going to still continue to pursue years from now, or do you eventually want to transition into being the label boss, per se?
I've been wanting to be the label boss. I've been trying to walk away from the music. But again, when it's your passion, and if you say, okay, I see an artist, I see the potential, but the artists don't see it themselves.
Yeah.
And then being that it's something that you create, you got to kind of still do. So it's like it kind of keeps dragging me back in there. And I kind of be like, that's why it takes me so long to put out projects and so long to put out music, because I'm trying to focus on walking away and pushing them. But if they don't have that passionate energy and the drive that you see, you got to kind of go back to keep the label going and kind of be like, okay, until their time, it's like, okay, now I got to go back to be an artist again to make sure that we're not falling. So let me go back in there and do what I got to do.
Absolutely. I think that pursuing your passion, whatever it is, there is no expiration date on it.
Yeah.
I recently interviewed 2 artists that were both in their mid-50s, still pursuing their music. And honestly, I was like, that made me happy. You know what I'm saying? Because there are the youngins, all the youngins out there be like, oh, this person's too old. No, you're not. Like, hey, as long as you wake up and you breathe in, you are not too old.
I think it's only the profession that says that it's hip-hop, though. Like any other music genre, no. Any other sports, no. It's only in hip-hop, but people fail to realize hip-hop is 50. So if you were born in that era, you're hip hop. It's not going to go away. So
I agree.
That's what you are. That's what you know. Like our parents were, that was before hip hop, were actually soul, and then that's what they are.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying, the Motown, they're going to still consider themselves that era. We're our hip hop. That's what it is.
No, I agree with you 100%. Most definitely, we have longevity in this.
Yeah.
If we want to do this until we 90, that's what it is.
That's what we are. As long as hip hop is going, we're going to go.
Nah, that is big facts, man. So leading up, you got a couple EPs are on the way, a 2-part EP.
Yeah.
Before we discuss that and talk about it, let's go back to some of your other body of work. Over the years of you releasing music, right? If you had to direct people to maybe like 2 or 3 songs to really define Dooley KP, what would them records be?
For me, that's tough, because for me, it'd be the ones that I feel like, and then the crowd would be, or everybody else would be like, but.
Give me one of each then. One that you feel and one that your fans have felt.
Okay, so the one that charted, so I would think that it's like today I've been eating off of since that time, would be Walk So Nasty, which was intended to be a women empowerment song, but kind of we just, whatever reason, it went a different way. But to this day, I'm still actually eating and living off that. It charted. So, I mean, that's one of the biggest. I would guess that would be the fan.
It's a great record, too.
Thanks. For me, I think Country MC, because that describes who I am and everything that I took. A song for Pac, because I'm a Pac fan, and that was something that came about, and it's like I felt the energy to do it.
Yeah.
And then Welcome to Valdosta, because that's where I'm from.
There you go. So those really define you. Yeah. I love that. Let's still stay on that. Out of all the songs that you have released over the years, this one may be difficult to answer as well, but I'm going to still ask it anyway. What song is the most personal for you? Like, what's the most personal song that you ever wrote that you like just had to get something off your chest, off your heart, and put it out there? Like maybe something that was slightly vulnerable.
Well, it's a couple, but I think that off this last project, which was the one we not too long ago released, it was a song I had from my mama. I'm pretty much just saying how, you're a child in your journey. Parents want you to see you one way, but you'll have your own life to live, and then be like, okay, I did some things, I messed up, and I wasn't raised that way. But once you get old enough, you go your own lane. So I think that might have been. Yeah.
What's the name of it?
It was a song I dedicated to my mom. I can't actually remember the name of the song. I had to put out too much music. So
what album is it on?
It's on the last one I did, which was, let me look it up.
Just gotta pull out the phone real quick, because that means he working, y'all. When he can't even remember the name of it, that means he's working. He's putting a lot of music out, and I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, it's been a journey, for real. So let me see.
The reason I ask this is because for people who really want to understand your journey, maybe they're just now getting on game with who Dooley KP is. By going back and pinpointing certain songs, I think that'll give them a well-rounded perspective of you, because they may not have time to listen to the entire catalog that you have out there, but we'll give them 4 or 5 highlight records. That's going to bring them up to speed leading up to these next projects.
I got you. Yeah, it's off of the Return of the Don Dollars project.
Okay.
So, yeah. And it was, like I said again, that project, Return of Don Dollar, was a project that was accumulated over time. So there was a lot of different songs that were supposed to be released, and we was like, you know what, we finna do it now.
Dope. So you took some songs that were in the vault already and made a collaborative project of those records, because they were good records and you wanted to get them off at some point in time.
I think it's because, again, me taking these hiatuses, and when my fam kind of brought me back, you know, Lucky Luciano, we did the video shoot, and it was like we was finna work on the GMB, which we are, and then it was like they need some KP somewhere, so I had to go in and go, let me go and do this.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
definitely. What does Dooley KP stand for?
It's a bunch of meanings. Originally, the KP was the King of Country Pimping, which is practice, intelligence, mind, and prayer. We put money in pockets, and then I'm also a country poet. So
I love that. Do you still write poetry?
Every day I write music.
Yeah.
That's
so
what it was.
Really, your poetry evolved into music, basically.
Yeah.
Still putting it out there.
Yeah.
Do you sit down and put the pen to paper?
Yeah. I don't use nothing but the pen and paper because I have to go in deep. Again, that's the reason for these EPs, because I go into a different place.
Let's talk about that. Again, we were, mentioning a few minutes ago about mental health. I'm a big advocate of that because I experience anxiety, and I'm not afraid to talk about it because people need to know it's just our human element. We all go through something, right? You sitting down and writing, is that like a form of therapy for you?
Somewhat, because again, if people are always coming to you, and again, I have a degree in psychology, so I'm a psychology major. So if people are always coming to you, you don't actually have nobody to go to and kind of vent. So I mean, that's an avenue I can kind of use to paint a picture of what I need to do.
With your degree, is that something that at some point in time you want to pursue a little further?
I don't know, because it seems like I'm already doing that. So I don't think I want to do that full time, just sit in a chair and just like, I don't know about
Come lay on the couch. Let's have a talk.
Yeah, I don't know about it.
I think it really takes, not to say you couldn't do it because you are so mild-mannered. I think you would be excellent at that, but you have to want to do it. Yeah. It takes the right person to be able to do that because you got to essentially sit there and listen to people's, anxiety and depression and problems all day long without returning your opinion. You're just there to listen, really. Mm-hmm. Takes the right person. What made you decide to major in that?
Well, so originally I wanted to be a teacher.
Okay.
I like English. I was going to be an English major. And
that's why you're a good writer.
Yes, that's what that professor told me. I just didn't like to read. But so it was like I was doing my student teaching, or getting to the point to do student teaching. I was in almost my last years, but the state of Georgia increased and wanted to have another 2 years of schooling to where you have to have a degree in your concentration as well as education. And I'm like, no way, I'm not doing this.
That's insane.
I'm not doing it.
That's insane. And I think, honestly, that's why a lot of people do not finish college, because you're having to go for all these years and take all these extracurricular classes that have nothing to do with, and it becomes frustrating. Yeah. It's like, let me get to the meat and potatoes of why I'm here. Yeah. Why do I got to take like a cooking class if I'm going to school to be a doctor? You know what I'm saying? Like, just my significant other, he went to school for audio engineering. But one of his elective classes was nutrition, which, okay, we need to learn about that. But it's like, bruh,
I'm in audio engineering.
I'm in audio engineering. What's that got to do with my nutrition? You know what I'm saying? So I see that it can become frustrating.
Definitely. And I was like, I'm not going to take another year and a half, 2 years of school. I walked away. Like, I got a degree over here. I got enough for the psychology, which was going to be my minor at the time. Yeah. And I was like, no, let's go ahead and push this. We have a minor in sociology and we'll be okay.
So the schooling that you did get, you said you were there for a couple of years. Yeah. How does that help you in your everyday life?
Again, being around people to listen again to the issues, and I'm able to teach still, whether it's the youth, and as an adult, we never stop learning. So you can always teach adults too, and I'm always trying to search for knowledge. That's me. So again, being that was my actual field, I'm always able to try to teach people to help growth and learn as I learn.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, being that you're always helping others, and I love that for you. You know what I'm saying? That's why you're so blessed, because I feel like we don't get our blessings from no man, we get them from God, right? So when you help people unconditionally, God's going to look out for you.
Correct.
What do you feel like Dooley KP, either as a man or as a music artist and a businessman, could work on within himself? Be transparent.
I would just say continue to be open, to continue to listen to what others, because again, we don't know it all. You know what I'm saying? It's always got to be coachable and teachable. So if somebody actually say, well, hey, let's try this, I got to continue to be open. I got to be like, hey, looking at myself and don't say just because I know this, let's try it this way, or this person may be actually having a better way to do something.
Absolutely. Being open is so major key, because there are people out here, if it's not their idea, it's not a good idea. Yeah. They don't want to ask for help from people. And I used to be that person. You know what I'm saying? I used to be the person I never wanted to ask for help. And shout out to OG. He's like, baby, sometimes you got to ask for help when it comes to business. You know, you might need someone to come in and help you. I had someone who was helping me, but now he's working a day job. So I'm hiring an assistant if anybody out there want to get to work. But you have to be open to that, most definitely.
I think when you're a person that always doing everything yourself, it's kind of hard to ask.
Ooh.
So sometimes and it also, if you see a vision or if you see something that you want done, it's kind of like you kind of skeptical and be like optimistic about, hey, I don't know, this person might drop the ball, because you had people to do so. So now it's kind of be like, yeah, if I know I wanted to get done, I'm going to do it myself. And then if you also got people that's always coming to you, it's kind of be like, okay, well, can I delegate this to somebody, or can I do this?
Yeah.
So it's kind of, you get kind of timid and you want to continue to do things for yourself. But like, again, that was my biggest thing, learning to ask for help or seek help, to be like, or allowing people to help me. And it's kind of hard to do.
It's so hard, isn't it? Because I'm a control freak. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I like to be in control. I don't, even when I go places, I always like to be the driver, because I know I'm alert and my eyes are on the road. Just little things like that. It's tough.
Yeah, it's very hard.
It's so hard. So I'm glad I'm not the only one that's dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? And you probably same thing. You know, we are in control. We like to be in control of our destiny and what we got going on, definitely. Gotcha. So let's talk about, you got this dual EP coming up. Welcome to OLAP. And then what's the second part?
I am an Olapian.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for people who don't know what an Olapian is, put us on game. So
again, as I write, I have to go into a different place. I don't just come up with music just to come up with it. And my planet is Olap. That's why I would transform to a different character. It may be Dooley KP. It may be Don Dollar. It may be Mr. Fresh Out. It may be Fit. Like, I have like different people. So depending on the music and how I feel, that character comes out. Yeah. You know, so. And that what's make me an Olapian, and all my fans that gravitate and listen to it becomes an Olapian as well. You have actually been ordained to be an Olapian.
Are they all in human form? I don't mean to be weird, but because me and my dad, we say we're aliens. You know what I'm saying? We ain't from this world. We just look like humans.
I'm not from this planet. I think when I transform. It's like even when I go on stage, I transform.
I understand. We have to have almost like those alter egos per se, what most people would call it. Maybe other people have other definitions, but you're right. Because when I go to the grocery store versus when I come here versus when I go there, it's different people. Yeah. Because you have to basically adapt to your environment like a chameleon almost, you know what I'm saying? Because the energy is real in every situation we go into, and we have to know how to read that, whether or not we need to even be there in the first place.
That part.
I love that. So how many different versions of you is there?
8.
I love that. Yeah. That is dope, man. I love that you're so deep with it too. Yeah. People who are very service would never understand that. So with these 2 EPs, how many songs on each?
It's going to be 7 to 8 on each. The first one we actually did a listening session for. I wanted to just get a feel. Yeah, that was the Welcome to Olap, and shout out to K on the track. He produced every track for him. So that one already has been touched. The next one is more of the feature one, because I do want to bring out the other side of Dooley KP as well. Yeah, because most of the ones that K got was all on this one plane, but on the second one, the I'm Olapian, it has, which is the lead single, Step Tonight, or one of the lead singles, has my family, Luciano, GMB, shout out, you know what I'm saying? So there we have Truck, you know what I'm saying, Cashmere, Sandpaper, you know, so we got production from all in-house. Well, not all, but mostly in-house. Yeah. So, you know, shout out to Blame Chef. And then, like I say, we just try to, you know, make sure that we actually are able to bring that other side of KP out as well, and also introducing some other acts from the label and different people as well.
That's dope, man. So on the first one, you did a listening session. Yeah. What type of feedback did you get?
We got great feedback, and it's, for me, when the people that reach you the most, because they're going to be honest. Yeah. They're not just going to be like, oh, I'm rocking with that. Yeah. So when Lucky Luciano is like, I'm waiting for you to drop this one. I'm waiting for you to drop this one, because we've done some stuff, and he was like, I like this, boom, boom, boom. But when he heard that EP, he was like, you got me anxious, like you finna drop it already. I'm like, well, we gotta wait. So we coming with both of them.
Right, because you want to do it strategically. Yeah. You want to have an actual rollout plan. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You understand that, because if you just drop it with no plan or nothing intended behind it, it's just going to sit there. You'll have some people, but it's like you got to have that marketing strategy to get out there. So the first one's releasing in July. Is the second one releasing with it, or
it's going to be at the same time?
Same time, most definitely. So you're going to hit them in the head with two, which essentially together makes like an album, you know. Any visuals in the works for either one of them?
Yeah, with the Step Tonight single, we actually working on putting that together. What we're doing is, since there's a dance to it, we actually doing shows with it. If we catch people doing it, we're going to put all that in one video.
That's dope. I love that idea. It's organic.
Yeah.
It's organic. You gonna show me the dance before you leave?
Yeah, I can do it this time. We're gonna make sure.
Yeah, well, I think we forgot last time.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure. I mean, you know, this time is gonna make sure we do it.
No, I like that idea. If you catch people doing the dance, you can put it together and make a video out of it. That's dope, man.
TikTok, you know, it's all content too. So you know, you gotta make sure you use it to the best of your abilities.
Absolutely, because you can take one music video. On average, in music videos nowadays, 2.5, 3 minutes long. You can chop that up and make multiple like short videos. Short form content is what people want. You know what I'm saying? So that's really dope. I know you said you worked with multiple producers. Who did you work with on the mix and master? Who engineered it for you?
So again, this one was all actually done in-house. Blame Chef did most of the engineering for the Olapian, which again, and then KE folks did the Olap. So being that he produced it, they also did a lot of the engineering as well.
Dope. So you're out here in Atlanta this weekend. By the time they see this, this weekend will already be past. But let's talk about what you got going on out here. So I know you have another interview and a performance. Who you interviewing with outside of TampaMystic?
Oh, I got DJ Moss during Moss Fest, who do the Moss Fest. He's actually going to have an interview. And then, like I said, we got the show tonight at the skate park. So,
was that a skate park? Yeah. That's hard.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. What are you performing?
Performing Walk So Nasty, which is of course is the one, and then also the lead single, which is the Step Tonight. So we're gonna make sure y'all step all kind of ways.
That's dope, man. That is dope. What do you personally do to get yourself mentally and maybe physically prepared to get out there and do these performances?
I don't think, that's something that's natural to me. Like I said, I become a different person.
Yeah,
I've been doing this since 7
one of your 8 different alters comes out.
That was done since 7 years old. So I don't think I ever have to prepare to get on stage. Only thing I think I may have to prepare for is the music, because I don't listen to my own music so much, like, because I'm the biggest critic, and I would listen to them like I could have done something else. So if I continue to listen to my music, I ain't gonna like it.
You're gonna sabotage yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, I don't want to hear this. I'm ready for something else. I'm not gonna listen to that. So that may be the only thing. But other than that, nah. When I'm on stage, it's just natural.
Do you ever at all at this point in your career get a little nervous when you have to perform, or it's completely no butterflies, no sweat bullets, no nothing?
No, because like I said,
you are an alien.
I think because, like I said again, at 7-year-old, when you're a child, you don't have no fear.
None.
So you just do it. So if you were able to do it at that age, it kind of just trickled. And like I said, I've been doing it ever since. No matter if it's a small crowd, big crowd, I've actually performed in front of 4,000 people.
That's crazy. That's dope, man.
And this is at a pep rally in high school.
Wow.
I'm a sophomore in high school, and I got the teachers, the staff, the faculty, the students, and, you know, saving the pep rally as it was going to be sabotaged. I've actually done test raps. I've been on freestyling on school buses. Like, that's just performing is what I've been doing. So
at this point in your career, being that you have your own label, do you ever desire to do maybe like a partnership with a larger situation, or do you want to stay fully independent?
Every situation, like I said, I've had 2, and then I had one where I sat. I always brought my whole label with me because I feel like it's bigger than me. I'm not the person. Some people say you need to be selfish, but I don't know how to. I don't think I know how to go without looking back, saying I need to bring other people. So
you're loyal.
I'm always going to actually bring the label with me.
Yeah. So if there was a situation where they offered you a partnership, not necessarily to just take over your label or assign you, but to partner with you and everybody that's there, and it made sense, you would be open to that?
Of course. That's because dope. Again, that's a machine.
So that's the machine right there.
That's a machine.
Yeah, definitely. Do you feel like that you have made it as far as you possibly could have at this point in time, or do you feel like taking those hiatuses has slightly hindered that a little bit?
I think I'm actually content and satisfied where I've been. When you can receive a plaque, when you can receive your charts, and looking at people that you listen to and you like, they're my peers now, and you've actually ranked higher than them, it makes you be like, okay, I've done something.
I love
that.
What
I'm saying? So it's like, it's like saying I've accomplished something. Coming from a small city where nobody thought, that would happen. Being from Valdosta, we all know, again, there ain't too many outlets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when you able to do that, travel to places I've traveled and performing in places I performed in, it's just say I've done pretty much a lot.
I love that.
So.
You have a great attitude about it. You know what I'm saying? Because there are some artists that's been doing it only 3 or 4 years and they're ready to throw in the towel. It's like, bro, you're just barely scratching the surface.
Yeah.
Like OG always says, it takes at least 10 years to become seasoned with what you're doing. So it's almost like your starting point is there, a decade in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How many years have you professionally been doing music? I know you started early, when you was a child, but on the professional side, your business is together and you're really out here getting to it. How long has that been?
15 years.
Okay.
Well, with the business being intact, 15, because when I first came out, again, I was a CEO already.
Yeah.
Like, I had took Most Hated up under my wing, put them in the studio. They were still in high school.
Yeah.
I had just graduated and took what I known at the time of being a DJ and making mixed CDs and selling them while I was in college to make some money. I took that and was like, we're going to do the same thing. And we end up recording them. And that I was just trying to be the CEO. They made me the artist.
Yeah.
Again, I wasn't even trying to be the artist. And that was my first time ever recording. It's like we took them. So professionally 15, but as far as business, and I was studying business then. So I would say about 18 from that point, 18 to 20.
It's a long time. Longevity. It speaks a lot for who you are as a man, as an artist. It speaks a lot about your character because you're loyal. Like you said, you're taking your friends and your family and your teammates and stuff with you, but you've stuck with it. And of course that we all have to sometimes take hiatuses. Life happens. We might have to take a little time away, but you came right back to it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's your passion. What is your purpose with music?
I would say my purpose is just to inform, educate, make people feel a certain way. Because like right now, it's like you're going through times. There's a lot of negative music out, negative energy out. So we need to, kind of have that balance back. Just to kind of uplift people. Like I say, if you're going through something, you can dance. You're saying you can put this music on and be a little happy. You can be touched with the music because I try to bring energy to mine. I mean, I don't really want to, fall into a box and be the same. I want to try create different content.
Absolutely. You want to stand out. There's 8 of you. You ain't got no choice but to stand out. I'm going to have to sit down and figure out how many of me there is because I know there's a lot. I might be running neck and neck with you, because you're right. We have to transform into different people depending on what it is. The way I am here, when I'm at home, I'm so chill. Here, I got big energy. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in work mode. Definitely. Is there any life lessons that you've learned that you live by now? Maybe that has changed your entire way of the way you move or think?
Of course. Pay attention to your gut. Pay attention to your mind. If it tells you something, like most folks, I don't care if you want to say it's your conscience. I don't want to. If you can say it's the people on your shoulder, you can say it's your gut or whatever. 9 times out of 10, if your body telling you to do something, do it because it's truth behind it. Whatever it's the purpose behind whatever it's telling you to do.
Yes.
So you need to move the way that's the universe telling you. You can say it's the man up above telling you. You can say whatever it is. Try to follow that instinct because you never know the outcome. And if you delay, saying, I can put it off or do whatever, or ignore it, then 9 times out of 10, it ain't gonna work. That opportunity may not come back, or what was for you may not come back.
Man, that is facts. Absolutely, you have to trust your gut in different situations, because them opportunities, you're right, they'll knock, but they ain't gonna keep coming back knocking. Nah. So that's why you always want to be ready. You don't want to have to get ready.
Nah, stay ready.
Stay ready, definitely. So we can anticipate the 2 EPs releasing in July. No certain date set as of yet?
Nah, we're going towards the end. No certain date. Just end of July right now. We'll probably have a date here shortly, but we know it's going to be in the summertime. We want to keep y'all moving into the summer. So.
I know you did the listening session. Is there anything else that you're going to be doing once the project is out? Are you going to do any release parties or like a follow-up listening or anything like that? Yeah,
we got a single listening party coming up. We don't. It may be in Atlanta. We don't know just yet. It may be in Atlanta or it may be in Phoenix because I do have some stuff going on. We have another single that we're going to release, so we have a single listening, but also looking forward to do an album release for the big EP to both. we're looking forward to some of that, which I was going to try to holler at my famous TampaMystic for if we come back today, because I got my legendary family.
Of course.
Like Luciano's on a lot of that project, and he's got a lot of hand in. So with him being an A, you being an A, and doing that, I remember you had a situation before, and I was like, yeah, she making definitely be the hand that I need for that realistic party. So
absolutely, we before the pandemic, I was the listening party queen.
Yeah, I know.
I was doing everybody's, and I mean that in the most humble way. But we did Moneybag Yo's and Lucci's. We did a lot of them, on down to like some artists that were just starting out. Yeah. We're getting back into it. Like I just did one like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, over at Soul Asylum. Big shout out to Soul Asylum Studios.
I paid attention. So this is how I know. That's why I said again, I keep my ear and my eye to what's going on this way, even though I'm in Phoenix.
Absolutely. So yeah, you let me know. We'll make it happen. Definitely. Anything else that you're working on business wise or even on the personal side that people need to be on game with?
Of course. Again, GMB, the Get Money Boys and Georgia Made Businessmen, with me and my family, Lucky Luciano and Fam Morpheus. Shout out to the GMB. We're working on a project, hopefully coming. We got the countryside bringing more artists, Leak Youngin and Tangela Storm will be dropping their projects, so we're behind them. Again, the management situation, but I'm also right now currently in school for film, so I'm actually working on the movie side. I have a script already written.
Okay.
We're going to pre-production for that. We already pretty much started pre-production for that script. Clothing line, I got like about 5 or 6, different brands, and we also looking for fragrance, So I'm just trying, like I say, just trying to create avenues that I can.
We have to have multiple streams of income. Yeah. We can't just do one thing. We've been told that our entire life. Yeah. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. You know what I'm saying? We've been told that since birth. I think when we're young, sometimes we don't quite understand what that means. But as we start growing into business, then we fully understand, because what I've learned about business, everything is seasonal. Yeah. Sometimes it's busier in the summer, but slower in the winter. Yeah. Now you got to find something that's pumping in the wintertime. You know what I'm saying? Can people purchase your merch from you?
Yeah. We actually have the website where they can go get the merch right now. It's being built again because we have so many different avenues, whether it's the Hustlers Nation, whether it's Po' Boy Distribution. Shout out, that's also something that we launched with me and my fam. That's our own distribution situation. Or if it's the actual Dooley KP or it's the GMB. Yeah. So, I mean, being that there's so many different ways, we got to be like, okay, we got to find out who's going where. Who's going where.
Yeah. Definitely. When it comes to the merch, what do you have available? Shirts and hats?
Shirts. We do the hats. We actually do hoodies. We've actually done cups.
Okay.
Wristbands. Yeah. Y'all love it.
Stuff that people actually use.
Yeah.
That's the way you got to think about it, because you got to put yourself in the consumer's shoes. Yeah. Would I use that? Would I wear that? You know what I'm saying? So it definitely sounds like you've thought everything through.
Oh, like I say, I got my business partner, Miss Rowe, over there. You know what I'm saying? That's actually helping me.
Gotta have a woman on your team. Gotta have a woman on your team. No shade to the fellas, but women, we get ish done. I'm just saying.
Then, like I said again, with Luciano being in the A, doing, keeping his eyes and ears open, and then me being in Phoenix. We see a lot of different ways of trying to capitalize on certain things that we can do. We just want to capitalize on every market, target different audiences. And like I said again, with Leak Young, he's been the youngest one of the bunch. He's in that 20 age.
Yeah.
He can kind of be like, okay, input this way. So,
I love that. Well-rounded team.
Yeah.
Definitely. For people who want to keep in touch with you, that want to follow you, where's the best ways for them to do that? Your social media, website, all that?
Everything is at Dooley KP. The website will be coming up here shortly. It's being constructed now, but everything is at Dooley KP.
Spell it for him just in case.
DOOLEY, K as in kite, P as in Paul.
Okay, I put it on the interview too, but it's always good. Some people, they learn more from listening versus reading.
I'm one of those people.
Me too.
I don't want to read nothing.
I'm a visual learner. Yeah, I don't like reading either. I ain't gonna lie. I like to write, you know what I'm saying, but I don't like to read.
No.
Tell everybody one more time the title of the 2 EPs that are coming in July.
Welcome to OLAP. And for all y'all, I'm Olapian. That means you will be an Olapian too.
I love that. So I'll be inducted into the Olapian family. Definitely. I know you got a lot of people that love you, support you, that want to see you win. Who do you want to give thanks to or give some gratitude, shout out?
Shout out to TampaMystic, of course, industry most wanted. We want to thank y'all for having us to come through.
Of course.
Definitely the whole countryside and So Legendary fam, Po Boy Distribution, the 229, Vados to Georgia Stand Up, all my family, Bemis, we definitely rocking, and you know, just everybody that supported me through this journey.
Man, I love that. Definitely. You know what my last question is? We're live.
Industries.
Y'all can't hear it. We can. Big Industries Most Wanted, not the little one. Dooley KP, what makes you the industry's most wanted?
Hey, just being consistent and bringing something fresh to the airwaves.
Period. Straight like that, man. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. Give me some love first and foremost.
For
Boom,
sure,
we ain't even did that. Transfer that good energy,
Man.
positive vibes. We up out of here, y'all.
And keep that two-step me.
Cause we gon' step tonight. Cause we gon' step tonight.
Step on.